getting close to playing a game, which is nice. We need to play a game to see where we're at right now. It's hard to tell, but I think our scout team did a good job today. Not only on our special teams, but offense and defensive scout teams. I think they see the importance of their job of simulating our opponents the best they can, giving us the best look, try to make it as real as possible so we can practice well. It's just that time of year. Today was the first day of all. Well, we did do a 1-minute drill against each other, but other than that, it was mostly scout team work. Tomorrow will be, 95% scout team work. And without those guys giving us a good picture, it's just very difficult to get ready, and especially for a first game. That's, one of my curiosities is just when things start really going fast, how will we react? And especially with some of those guys that are going to be doing it for the very first time in their careers, so it'll be interesting to see. With that, I'll answer questions.
Do you have anything on Isaiah McKenzie and kind of how his availability in the?
He's working. He'll play unless he has some kind of setback tomorrow. He'll play.
In the return game, will he be?
More than likely. More than likely, he'll be available for that. Yeah, there won't be any limitation to what he's available for.
To be clear, you're talking about working against the scouts, and this is part of what you were talking about with Grayson and kind of wanting to designate one, so that play script and everything you're putting in, you got one guy doing most
Well,
of that.
right. I mean, if you know who's going to start, there's no point in keeping it a secret all week. Again, two reasons why we did it when we did it. One was to get it over with, and we knew there'd be a lot of I don't even know what to call it, attention on the decision. Everybody'd have their opinion of it, and but we figured, sooner or later it would die down and we'd just focus on playing football, and that was kind of the big thing. But if you know who's going to start, you might as well get them every rep with the one that you can, just for timing purposes and for continuity.
Has Grayson changed at all now that he's been the starter for 2 days?
I don't think so. He's always been a real focused guy, and I don't see any difference in the way he's practicing. I think he's always tried to take charge and show leadership, just like the rest of them have. They've all done a good job of that.
You made
Excuse me.
joking reference when you were going over the quarterbacks last week that you said Grayson was tall. What does that bring to the position?
Height? Well, you can see probably a little bit more. There's probably sometimes he can see some things that a guy 6 foot can't. But my experience is most of the vision is in what we call a passing lane or whatever. If you get two guys rushing out here, and you get a guy getting double teamed here and another single guy rushing at you here, a normal 4-man rush, these guys are kind of out of your vision when you're looking downfield. So you got a guy here and a guy here, and then you have some spaces in between where you can see their throwing lanes and their vision lanes too, quite frankly. So you don't have to be tall to see through those, but there are times when people will blitz 5 and 6 guys. So now there's just about every gap is in front of you, kind of covered. There aren't many throwing lanes. There aren't many vision lanes, and a lot of times you can see over when you're taller. Obviously, if you're tall and have the same type of release, a 6'5" guy might be here, and a 6'2" or 1 guy might be here. You may have a difference of 6 to 8 inches, which may be the difference in the ball getting batted down or not. So there's some advantages. Taller guys as a whole probably don't move as well as guys that aren't quite as tall, so that may be a disadvantage. But like I said, he's pretty athletic for his height, I think.
Richard Carter wasn't in practice yesterday. You guys expecting to have him available on Saturday?
Yeah, I think he would be available. I'm not sure whether he'll play or not. It's early in the season, and we want him to really be as healthy as possible. There's time between now and then, but Just not 100% sure if he'll play and if he does, how much.
What's he going on?
He's just his shoulder's sore. Basically, it's not a. There's no surgical issue or anything like that, but just been sore. A pounding of camp.
Coach, do you have any idea how much we might see Terry Godwin Saturday?
Well, I think we'll see him a good bit. We'll play a minimum of 6, and more than likely we'll play. We probably play 8 different receivers in the game. We just can't. We can't go with tempo and just keep 3 guys in there, 4 guys in there. I won't be able to do it. So I would think Terry get a bunch, and there'll be 6, 7, 8 guys that'll get in there.
Have you ever been able to keep tempo with the receiving core you have right now?
I'm sorry?
I said, have you been able to keep tempo with the receiving core you have right now?
Well, the front line unit, those guys can go with tempo and know what to do and get lined up quickly and all that kind of thing, but they can only go so many in a row before they need somebody else to jump in there. If you go 3 and out all the time, then you probably only need 3 guys. But we're hoping to move the ball down the field and get into the 4th and 5th and 6th and 7th play of a drive. And when you do that, if you are using tempo, and even if you're not, it's about time to substitute a little bit.
Just an update on Scott Wesley as the.
Yeah, right now I'd say it's doubtful that he'll play this season. He's doing a lot more coaching than playing right now.
Is that a thing where it might be wait and see? I mean, you don't have
We're not gonna. There's no point in medical DQing him. And he's gonna. I think he's graduating this semester. I think. So, somewhere along the way, if he feels good, or somewhere along the way, if we get some injuries, and he's like, you know what, I got to go in there and help my team. We just want to make that available for him.
How's he look as a coach?
You know what, he loves it, and you can see he has passion for it. And I've seen him up in the office looking at film and doing the extra things that a young coach would do. And he's very active out there. He is helping the younger players. It's been very good. I've been impressed with him.
Have you reminded the guys about what Louisiana Monroe did in 07 and in 2012 to upset Bama and Arkansas at all?
I haven't got to that point. I may or may not bring it up. I'm sure somebody along the way will. But the thing I'm saying is we really truly got to focus on our assignments. They need to focus on their job. They need to focus on what they're supposed to do on this play or that play. Just mention kind of the analogy of, they've all gone and taken tests before, and if you say, are you ready for the test? And they're like, yeah, I'm ready. I think I can pass the test. That's passing the test is different than acing the test. I mean, if you know a subject well enough to get a B or a C, yeah, I can pass it. I know enough. But do you know enough to get it 100%? Can you get an A? Can you get an A plus? That's what they got to be striving for, and that's what they need to focus on. Is just focus on their job, focus on what the coaches think, focus on school, focus on behaving. Not all that other stuff.
What do you see from this offensive line this year? This is the first time you've really had the luxury of this many starters coming back from a successful.
For a while, yeah. They haven't been perfect. I mean, there's been days where I'm like, you guys aren't that good to practice like this. Quite frankly, he's like, they may have heard about, well, we got a veteran line coming back. We're one of the better lines in America. We're this, we're that. I mean, everything that we've done, meaning the offensive line or Georgia, is really all in the past. Everybody's opinion on our team right now is based on last year. It's based on how many guys you got back, and just it's predictions. Nothing is based on reality of this season. Nothing's based on truly what we've done in 2015. No one's done anything in any game yet, including us. So, you know, the measuring stick's going to be Saturday on, you know, how good are we and all that kind of thing. Because I just I can't predict how they'll do. They play as good as they could possibly play. They're a pretty good bunch, but you know, they haven't always practiced that way every day. They got to continue to get better.
The Monday Athletic Board pushing forward with the athletic indoor facility. Is that something that you guys send out runners to recruits to say
Yes, yes. We've done it. We've got the okay to ship some stuff out there, and of course there's some things that went out public. We don't have any more than what you guys have seen, but it's good to know it's coming, and it's exciting to know it's coming, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be different than most because of where it is. It's connected to our building. It's in the middle of our campus. It's you know, it's not a situation where you got a bunch of land out yonder and got some flat ground and you could throw a big barn on there and be very functional. This will be more than functional. It'll be beautiful. It'll be very well built structure. It'll be true steel, concrete, and all that. It won't be some of these buildings. I don't even know the name they have for some of these buildings that get thrown up there. But this will be really nice.
I guess the only downside is having to move practice next
Yeah, we will, but I think we're going to have a good spot. And I think the spot we're at, other than having to travel to get there, will give us plenty of grass space and privacy and just the things that we'll need. It'll be very functional once we get there. It's just getting there.
What's been your involvement in developing the facility? And how much
Just
money's been involved?
been there every bit of the way, and certainly had input from other coaches in other sports and other coaches, you know, on our staff.
What spot? What practice spot?
What's that?
What practice spot are you looking at next year?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say yet, to be honest with you, but I'll find out if I can talk about it. Maybe you can find out if anybody cares where it's going to be. I don't know if it's been finalized, but I don't mind saying it. I just don't want to put the cart before the horse. Can you maybe ask Carla or Greg or whatever if we can say where we think it's going? Good.
15 years ago, you first got ready for the first game.
14 years ago.
14 years ago. 15
Guess it would
season.
be.
I don't know how that worked physically sitting there.
Would it be 14 years
I
ago?
think no, it'd
Going
be
to
15
maybe it
years.
would be.
2001.
I guess it would be 15 years. Yeah.
Math aside,
Yeah.
how much different of a feeling it is, you know? Are you just surprised to still be here?
No. That was the plan. Really, truly. I mean, you go back to old transcripts. I mean, my goal was to be here and finish my career here and make this my home, you know. Catherine and I decided to love Athens before we even moved here, and it's not disappointed us in any way. But I'm very excited about this season. I'm excited about how hard we've worked, and just curious to see how we get started. I know it's going to be a long haul, and we're young. We really are. I mean, coaches, you know, people don't like to hear it, but in a lot of areas we're young and inexperienced. But you know, everybody else across the country's got a little bit of that going on too. I'm excited about it. I know it's a little bit different for me now. It's a lot different for me now. I had 4 little kids, and now I've got 4 older kids that are all going to be out of the house, and it's just Catherine and I, which is a blessing. That we kind of enjoy being empty nesters. Quite frankly, we're looking forward to the day. We love them all, but we're thankful that they're out there, you know, being productive. But thankfully, we still really love each other and like each other a lot. But she's going to be working hard, and I'll be working hard. And just like this morning, I woke up at 5:30 and couldn't sleep, so I got on my elliptical and got some work in, and got a great workout by 6:30. I was ready to shower up and go to work. When normally at 7 a.m. I'd have breakfast with my kids every day before school, just a time that we could be together. You know, so I got my day started I actually got exercise in, which I was missing a lot of the times, and which is healthy for me. And then got a chance to get in work early and get the day started. And as much as I enjoy Catherine, you know, I don't feel like she's just waiting there, like, when you going to come home, you know, Mark. I mean, she knows if I got work to do, I got work to do. And then, you know, I get home whenever the work is done, and I don't have to worry about, man, I wish I was there to see one of my kids at a baseball game or see one of my kids at another function that, you know, tugs at your heart sometimes. So, I mean, I'm in a really good place right now. I'm as healthy as I've been in a long time. You know, that hip was bothering me 2 years prior to surgery and 2 years after surgery, quite frankly. Now I've got no pain, and I'm able to exercise, which is good, and I feel good. As a matter of fact, I think this month is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, I think. And I went and got my prostate checked today. I just want everybody to know. So all you men out there, it's time to get on it. And I looked it up on the internet. If you're 50 or older, which none of y'all in here are, maybe, I don't know, maybe you. All right, then you need to do it once a year. And then but if you have some history in your family, if you're 30 or 40-ish, there's some history in your family, you need to get it done. And you know, go once a year. I actually skipped last year, but Coach Fox and I and Coach Strickland, we were doing some kind of awareness video, and I'm like, man, I gotta do this. So I made an appointment, got it done today.
Last question.
Last question. What's that?
Do you find it? I don't know how that works.
Well, I don't want to get too graphic to tell you exactly how it works, but you can get instant feedback. You get instant feedback on that. Anyway, I'll talk to you in private tonight. I'll let you know.